Interesting facts about psychology. Welcome back, esteemed colleagues and fellow psychology enthusiasts. Have you ever pondered why our minds sometimes deceive us, or how imperceptible biases can steer monumental decisions? Today, we embark on an intellectual odyssey to dissect the complexities of human cognition and behavior. In this deep dive, we'll explore 10 fascinating psychological phenomena that not only challenge our understanding, but also shed light on the neural and cognitive mechanisms that define us. From the enigma of the Stroop effect to the profound implications of emotional contagion, prepare to engage with insights that resonate with your expertise and curiosity. The Stroop effect. Let's begin with the Stroop effect, a quintessential demonstration of cognitive interference first articulated by John Ridley Stroop in 1935. This phenomenon illustrates the delayed reaction time when the brain confronts incongruent stimuli, such as naming the ink color of a word that spells out a different color. Empirical studies reveal that participants take approximately 47% longer to identify ink colors when presented with conflicting word color pairs. This delay underscores the automaticity of reading in literate adults and the brain's challenge in suppressing a dominant response in favor of a subdominant one. Neuroimaging studies pinpoint heightened activation in the anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, and dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, DLPFC, during Stroop tasks. The ACC is integral for conflict monitoring, while the DLPFC is crucial for executive control, highlighting the neural underpinnings of cognitive control mechanisms. The placebo effect. Moving on to the placebo effect, a compelling illustration of how expectations can engender real physiological outcomes. This effect is not mere illusion. It's a psychobiological event where inert substances elicit measurable therapeutic benefits. Consider that in certain antidepressant trials, up to 75% of the drug's efficacy can be attributed to placebo responses. A meta-analysis in the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry examined 96 studies and found significant placebo effects in pain management, depression, and Parkinson's disease. At the neurochemical level, the placebo effect is associated with the release of endogenous opioids and dopamine. Functional MRI scans reveal activation in brain regions like the nucleus accumbens and the ventral tegmental area, areas integral to reward processing. These findings underscore the necessity of considering patient expectations in clinical interventions. The bystander effect. The bystander effect poses critical questions about social responsibility and communal behavior. Originating from the tragic 1964 murder of Kitty Genovese, where reportedly 38 witnesses failed to intervene, this phenomenon has profound implications for understanding group dynamics. Experimental studies by Darley and Latané revealed that the presence of more bystanders inversely correlates with the likelihood of assistance. In groups of 6 or more, intervention rates plummeted to below 30%. This is attributed to diffusion of responsibility and normative social influence. Recent neuroscientific research indicates that during bystander scenarios, there is decreased activation in the medial prefrontal cortex, an area associated with theory of mind and empathy. This neural dampening may explain reduced personal accountability in group settings. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, a cornerstone theory proposed by Leon Festinger, examines the mental discomfort experienced when holding contradictory beliefs or when behavior misaligns with beliefs. In a paradigmatic study, participants performed monotonous tasks and were then paid either $1 or $20 to tell the next participant the task was enjoyable. Interestingly, those paid $1 reported greater enjoyment, rationalizing their dishonesty due to insufficient external justification. A classic dissonance reduction. Neurobiological evidence from EEG studies shows that cognitive dissonance elicits a frontal negativity component, suggesting increased neural processing during dissonant states. This has significant implications for understanding decision-making processes and attitude changes in high-stakes environments. The Pygmalion effect. The Pygmalion effect encapsulates how higher expectations from authority figures can enhance individual performance, a phenomenon with far-reaching implications in educational and organizational contexts. Rosenthal and Jacobson's seminal study demonstrated that randomly selected gifted students exhibited substantial IQ gains after teachers were informed of their potential. Specifically, These students showed an average increase of 12 IQ points over one academic year. Mechanistically, this effect can be attributed to increased feedback, opportunities, and positive reinforcement. Neuroplasticity research suggests that such enriched environments can lead to synaptic growth and strengthened neural pathways, enhancing cognitive function. The halo effect. Delving into perceptual biases, the halo effect illustrates how our overall impression of an individual can color our judgments about their specific traits, often unrelated to the initial perception. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that attractive individuals were rated as more competent and trustworthy in professional evaluations, despite no objective differences in performance. This bias affects not only interpersonal judgments, but also critical decisions in recruitment and appraisal processes. Neuroscientific investigations using fMRI have shown that the ventromedial prefrontal cortex plays a role in forming these rapid judgments, integrating affective and cognitive information. Recognizing the halo effect is essential for developing fair assessment protocols and mitigating unconscious bias. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias remains a significant obstacle in objective reasoning, leading to the selective gathering and interpretation of information to support preconceptions. In a landmark study examining political beliefs, participants exhibited neural activation patterns in the orbitofrontal cortex when processing congruent information, correlating with reward processing. Contradictory information, however, triggered the insular cortex associated with discomfort. To counteract confirmation bias, strategies such as considering alternative hypotheses and engaging in critical discourse are effective. Cognitive training aimed at enhancing prefrontal cortex function can improve cognitive flexibility, reducing susceptibility to this bias. The false memory phenomenon. Memory, as it turns out, is a reconstructive process rather than a perfect playback of past events. The false memory phenomenon exemplifies how suggestion and misinformation can alter recollection. Elizabeth Loftus's research demonstrated that after exposure to misleading information, participants recalled non-existent details, such as broken glass in a car accident that wasn't there. This effect has been replicated across numerous studies, highlighting the malleability of memory. Functional imaging reveals that false memories activate similar neural networks as true memories, particularly in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. Understanding this overlap is crucial in legal contexts, where the accuracy of eyewitness testimony can determine judicial outcomes. Emotional contagion. Emotional contagion extends beyond mere empathy. It's the social transmission of moods and affective states, influencing group behavior and dynamics. A notable study involving over 689,000 Facebook users manipulated news feeds to display more positive or negative content. Results indicated that users exposed to positive stimuli produced more positive posts, and vice versa, confirming the digital spread of emotions. On a neural level, mirror neuron systems facilitate the automatic mimicry of expressions and emotions. Activation in the inferior frontal gyrus and superior temporal sulcus during observation of emotional expressions supports this automatic resonance. The spotlight effect. The spotlight effect highlights our tendency to believe that others are paying more attention to us than they actually are, a cognitive bias that can influence social interactions. In an experiment where participants wore embarrassing t-shirts, they overestimated observer noticeability by approximately 200%. Only 10% of peers noticed when participants predicted 50%. This misjudgment stems from egocentric bias in perspective taking. Mitigating the spotlight effect involves enhancing metacognitive awareness and perspective taking abilities. Interventions can include mindfulness practices and cognitive behavioral techniques to reduce social anxiety and improve interpersonal functioning. As we've journeyed through these captivating psychological insights, it's evident that the human mind is both extraordinary and enigmatic. For those immersed in psychological sciences, these phenomena not only provoke thought, but also inspire further research. How might the neural mechanisms of the placebo effect inform innovative treatments? In what ways can understanding the bystander effect enhance community interventions? We invite you to share your perspectives and experiences below. Let's foster a rich dialogue that pushes the boundaries of our collective understanding. If this exploration has resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more intellectually stimulating content, and tap the notification bell to stay updated. Don't hesitate to share this video with your peers and colleagues who might appreciate these insights. Thank you for dedicating your time to this deep exploration of psychological phenomena. Remember, the quest for knowledge is endless. Keep questioning, keep analyzing, and continue contributing to the fascinating field of psychology. Until our next intellectual voyage, stay curious and stay engaged.